look out wherever you are, and some of you are in the evening. There should be a full moon out there. And the next slide. There you go. That's the group of wellness pioneers. You can see Dr. Oz, Dr. Andrew Weil, some of the familiar faces and some not so familiar, but head of Weight Watchers, a few people from Europe. And basically that was when they all agreed with all of us that a world free of preventable disease would be something that both the wellness world and the medical world could really agree on. Those are the pioneers that were there. And the next shot, that's Dr. Richard Carmona. He was really the head of our Wellness Moonshot, and he's going to be at our Global Wellness Summit in November. He's the medical advisor for the summit because we're actually going to do it in person, and he's advising us all along the way. And this was a presentation that we did. So you can see renew is the word for September. And for those of you who are not familiar, you can go online to the Global Wellness Institute and get more information. And every day we have more organizations and people signing up. And so right now our organizations and individuals are up to 885. And the numbers of people impacted globally are over 6 million. So I just wanted to say one thing other than that, and then I'm going to turn it back over to Kate, and that is I wanted to just introduce you to this book. This is called COVID-19, The Great Reset, and it was written by Terry Mallorid, who's part of our Global Wellness Institute team, and also Klaus Schwab, who runs the World Economic Forum. And they wrote this book together. It just came out. And the part that I think is interesting for all of us is that they named 3 areas that are going to actually flourish because of COVID. It's a positive for the momentum, and that is technology, health, and wellness. And so I think I wanted to, share that with you. And in particular, I know we are all with health and wellness, but technology is something we probably all need to embrace a little bit more. So I'm anxious to see what Renee is going to share with us about renew. It's certainly a word I've been thinking about lately. And I'll turn it back over to you, Kate.
Thank you, Susie. And thank you. And definitely as renew is a great topic for this month. If you were here in the beginning of the call, there are definitely many opportunities that are offering us, or many challenges, if you will, as well, that are offering us the opportunity to look at things anew and just kind of renew and take stock of that. So just a couple logistics, I'm assuming a lot of you have been on Zoom or some sort of video platform by now, but please do use the chat to connect with each other. Also, we'll give you all a chance to connect with each other one-on-one in some breakout rooms later on, and you can mute and unmute yourself in the bottom right-hand corner of the app, as well as turn on your video. We would love to see as many of you as we can. And also you can feel free to direct message me if you have any other questions. And now I'm going to turn it over to Nancy before we go into our experience today. To provide some background on some of our global partnerships and with prevention. Nancy?
Thanks, Kate, and hello, everyone. I hope Sarah from Prevention Magazine is on the call. Is she on the call?
I don't see her yet.
Okay.
Sorry.
Anyway, one of the reasons the numbers are up over 6 million for the people engaged in our Wellness Moonshot is because of a very robust partnership that we have with Prevention Magazine, which is a Hearst publication. And they take our content, the content that Renee Morfield puts together and writes for us, and they send it out both in print and digital through their platform. This has resulted in an extraordinary number of people becoming engaged with us. And here is what they did for Renew. And so they do a beautiful job. They take our graphics, our content, and they bring it to an enormous readership. And so that's been an incredibly powerful thing. If Sarah is on the call and would like to say something, or anybody from Prevention in a moment, please just unmute yourself and speak up. In addition to prevention, which primarily covers a US or North American market, we knew that in order to really expand the reach of the Moonshot, we had to go global in a really big way. And 3 incredible wellness philanthropists, leaders in the industry stepped up and adopted the Wellness Moonshot for their countries in a variety of really interesting ways. In Israel, Amir Alroy, who runs WellTech One, adopted it for Israel. And he's on the call for a few minutes this morning. I think he's going to go first to tell us how Israel is doing that. In addition, Victor Koo, from China, from Hai Holdings in China, adopted it, which is incredible. And Teresa is on the call to tell us a little bit about what they're doing for Renew. And then Dr. Modi adopted it for India. So these are enormous partnerships, also helping to expand the reach of the Moonshot. And each of these countries handles it in a really unique way. So I'm going to ask Amir, while he still has time to be with us, to go ahead and tell us what he's done in Israel, which is quite astounding with the Wellness Moonshot. Amir?
Hi, Nancy. Thank you very much. So it's my pleasure to be a global partner for the Moonshot initiative. In April, I will share with you what we did in the first wave of COVID-19 in Israel and around the globe. In April, we were thinking that it was the best way to spread the Moonshot. And as a founder of a wellness innovation hub and fund, we felt we can accelerate the importance of wellness and prevention and how technology can deliver it. So we decided to do an initiative together with the Global Wellness Institute and the Moonshot, and we called for startups from all around the world. We attracted them basically for a call for startup for an investment. We ran a tough competition in which we examined together with experts from all over the world, from Nike and Facebook, PepsiCo, the Global Wellness Institute, more than 150 companies from over 25 countries. We finally selected 2 companies. One was announced yesterday. The name is PopBase, headquartered in LA, and they developed a patent protected technology platform that teaches and encourages children to adopt healthy way of lives. The PopBase platform brings accessible information to children and helps them with their nutrition, sleep, and physical fitness. We think also they are visionaries, hard workers, people, and we love them. The next winner we will announce it in the next few weeks.
Thank you, Amir. I think it's worth mentioning that not only did you run this competition and did people from countries all over the world, including Arab nations that are your neighbors who participated, that WellTech One offered initially a $200,000 US investment in a winning company and ended up doubling that investment. So there is a lot going on in the wellness technology space, and Amir and his company, and of course Israel, leads a whole lot of it. And we're thrilled to have Amir partnering in many, many ways at the summit as well, but I won't take up a lot of time with that today. I wonder if anybody is here from, well, is Teresa on the call? Okay, Teresa, over to you and what is happening in China.
Yeah, hi everyone, this is Teresa from China. Hi, so I am here on behalf of my colleagues from Tian Culture. Tian Culture is a next generation social platform that supports social enterprises. So our focus is on health and also food, diet, and culture. And just through our research, we realized that though China is still a developing country, the death causes are mainly related to diet, and a lot of diseases are non-communicable diseases. That is resulted by the bad lifestyles. That's why we think staying healthy and keeping a good lifestyle is so important. That's how why we partner with GWI so we translate the Wellness Moonshot in Chinese every month, and we share the very great content with our Chinese audience to make them realize they have the ability to change their life and to stay healthy. And this month, the theme is renew, and we think this is a great topic because September 1st is the first day for schools in China. And after all of the sufferings of the COVID-19, and China is renewing itself, all of the students are going back to school. So we think everyone has the ability to renew if they have the will. And we believe everything is going to be better and for everyone in the world. Yeah.
Teresa, thank you so much. That is these are incredible examples of the, impact this information, this content is having on the world. And I love the idea that the content that, Renee is developing that shows up in prevention is fueling startups in Israel. It's helping children go back to school in China. It's really an incredible story. And I thank you and thank Victor for all the work you guys are doing. And is somebody here from Modi Wellness, from Dr. Modi's group of companies? Anyone?
I see.
Okay.
But
I will just say that Dr. Modi is an incredible entrepreneur in India whose goal it is to really sort of own the wellness conversation in India. And he is developing wellness communities. He's deeply involved with us. Not only did he adopt the Moonshot, he has become a marquee sponsor of the summit. He's going to do all kinds of panels and interesting things there. And we cannot say enough good things about him and his partnership. So, Susie, do you want to say anything about all these wonderful global people before we turn it back to Kate?
Well, what struck me is that these are good examples of what they are doing, but everyone on this call is doing something also. And it might be smaller, it might not influence an entire country, but the message of the Wellness Moonshot, a world free of preventable disease, does resonate with people. So I just want to encourage everyone on the call to do whatever you can, whether it's in your family, just for you personally, maybe in your company, and to be really creative. We decided that this would be a very fluid, open, people can use this however they want. It's just the theme of a world free of preventable disease, and it's a reason to speak to people and to keep things going monthly. And we just hopefully are contributing some valuable information that you can use, but we encourage you to use it however you'd like. And then we want to hear about that, which Kate does every month, so that we can also put a spotlight on some of what you're all doing. So thank you.
Thank you both. And thank you all to our global partners and to Prevention Magazine. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Randy May, who is with Inspired Wellness. She's a mindfulness and meditation teacher, a counselor, and many more. And Randy May, over to you to lead us in a meditative experience.
Hey, so today, thank you so much for inviting me here in this space. I really appreciate it. And it means a lot because the world is going through so much, and so are all of us. And renewal is a really important thing to consider because not only are our cells renewing at all times and our body is trying to renew itself, but I think at this time, our minds and our consciousness is trying to collectively renew itself. And so as we kind of go through that together, I think most people, everybody on this call has an impact in their community. And your personal social conscious renewal, whether it's in wellness or health or disease prevention, whatever it might be, or social consciousness in general, it has an impact on more than 10 people around you. And so just bringing our awareness to that today, we're going to go through an exercise. And then I always like journaling because journaling actually scientifically changes your body and your mind. And so we're going to kind of end our meditation practice with that. So if you want to find somewhere comfortable to be, you can sit in your chair, just allowing yourself to sit. I think I have 5 minutes. Yeah, okay. Just to be sure. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes for a moment. Before we even notice our breath, just noticing what it feels like to be supported by the surface that you're sitting on. So bringing your awareness to the support of the chair, bringing your awareness that you're supported by your body, bringing your awareness that you're supported by life, and you're supported by everybody on this call in this moment. So as we bring our awareness to this idea of support and connection to renewal, and starting to notice your breath. And as you bring your awareness to your breathing, taking a nice deep breath into your body, feeling the energy of life moving into your body, expanding your lungs. And whenever you exhale, settling into your body, letting your shoulders come down, and giving yourself an opportunity just to be as you are. And as we invite ourselves into this idea of renewal, every day we have 24 brand new hours to explore, to express, to rejuvenate, to heal, to help. Each moment we are in is a new moment, and a new moment is awaiting to arrive, where our bodies can be renewed, where our experiences can be renewed. And I want to invite you to paint a picture for a moment. If you can embrace the possibility of renewal in your life and your community, what would that look like? So just taking a moment to paint a picture in your mind, if you could embrace the possibility of renewal in your own life, what would it look like? What would you have to let go of? What would you have to reconsider? And maybe what would you have to recreate? But just taking a moment to notice what arises in your mind when you open to the possibility of renewal in your life, whether it's to release, reconsider, or recreate. But just taking a moment to notice what arises in your mind without judging it, just noticing what arises. And if you're thinking beyond your personal self, you can think about it for your community. In order to experience renewal, what would you release, reconsider, and recreate? And notice what it looks like in your mind. Notice who's around, what possibilities arise for you. Or maybe what possibilities arise for the greater community around you. And so I'm just going to invite us to pause for about 1 minute, just so you can have a moment, uninfluenced, just to notice what arises. Notice who's around. Maybe it's a project. Maybe it's something in your own life. So I'm just going to pause for a minute. Taking a nice deep breath into your body. gentle and slow breath out, letting it go. And inviting this thought of renewal through release, reconsideration, and recreation to follow you throughout the rest of the day. And so I'm going to invite you to open up your eyes for a moment. And you can write down those 3 words connected to renewal. So this idea of reconsidering, releasing, and recreating. And we don't have time for it right now, and that's okay. But I'm going to invite you to bring that into your life as you celebrate and you explore renewal for the rest of the month for the Moonshot, of how can you explore those 3 themes connected to renewal in your personal life, and how can you expand that to your greater community. And you can do this same practice, and I always think we have our own inner divine wisdom. And when we sit for longer than 1 minute in your own time, sometimes you can invite that space to really just allow your higher self to show you what it is that maybe you are being invited to recreate for your community and recreate for yourself. Well, thank you so much for your time. And I really hope that you invite this into the rest of the month and see what you create and see how you feel renewed within yourself and in your community. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Susie, Nancy, Kate, and everybody else for participating and inviting me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Randy May. That was wonderful and very calming, and gives a lot to think about as well, and just sit with for the rest of the month. So thank you.
I wonder if I'm the only person who thinks Randy May ought to be the voice of a GPS system. Be a lot calmer driving.
Definitely. Be a lot calmer when we drive, right?
Much calmer when we drive.
Definitely. Well, thank you again so much. It's now my pleasure to introduce Renee Morfield, Chair of the Wellness at Work Initiative and CEO of Wisdom Works, who curates our monthly content, to give us some more information about this month's theme and some topics and what to think about as we move in then to our breakout rooms. So Renee, over to you.
Thanks, Kate. And I don't have Randy's voice, but we're going to continue in kind of the same vein, because there's lots in the Wellness Moonshot this month on practices for renewal. But I want to focus more on, right now, the 2 aspects of renewal, which is letting something go so that there is space for something new to be born, which is right in line with what Randy just said. So if you think about, if right now you are by a window, if you will look out your window, or if you've got a plant in your room, if you will look at the plant and know that inherent in the design of nature, inherent in the design of each one of us, is this ability to heal, to evolve, to grow, and to renew. We do that all the time. We have a sense in our everyday life that time is linear, that we're marching on forward, but in actuality, we are connected to this rhythm, this cycle of life that shows up in all of our religious traditions, shows up in our cultures, and shows up in nature. And nature is one of the most fabulous places when you let yourself experience it and really notice it, that we see that always, always something is dying, and always, always something is being born. So it is really a privilege as we do all of our work in the world. You heard Amir, you heard Teresa, and I know all of us, because I hear your stories, as all of us are out there extending ourselves, extending our energy to make the world a better place and to create a world free of preventable disease. This is a wonderful opportunity, these moments of our celebration, to just take care of ourselves and take stock of our own renewal. So I'm going to have you sit back in your chair again and close your eyes. And I want to read a poem to you. And this poem is from David Whyte. So if any of you know David Whyte, if you don't know David Whyte, please get to know David Whyte. This is from a book of his called The House of Belonging. And it's short, but it's the essence of renewal. And the questions I want you to hold is, What is it time to let go of? What is it time to allow to die? It's to make space for what needs to be born and what wants to be born. And this is such an important question right now in this time of our lives. So notice the weight of your body in your chair. Allow yourself to close your eyes or find a stationary point with your gaze, softening the muscles around your eyes, even letting the eyeballs rest gently into their sockets as I read this poem by David White. Above the mountains, the geese turn into the light again. Above the mountains, the geese turn into the light again, painting their black silhouettes on an open sky. Sometimes everything has to be inscribed across the heavens so you can find the one line already written inside you. Sometimes everything has to be inscribed across the heavens so that you can find the one line already written inside you. Sometimes it takes a great sky to find that first bright and indescribable wedge of freedom in your own heart. Sometimes it takes a great sky to find that first bright and indescribable wedge of freedom in your own heart. Sometimes the bones of the black sticks left when the fire has gone out. Someone has written something new in the ashes of your life. Sometimes with the bones of the black sticks left when the fire has gone out, someone has written something new in the ashes of your life. You are not leaving. Even as the light fades quickly now, you are arriving. You are not leaving. Even as the light fades quickly now, you are arriving. Just take a big breath, noticing the effects of that poem on your body, your mind, your emotions. Knowing that renewal is not just about leaving, not what just needs to go, what we are releasing and letting go of, but what is arriving fresh and new. And with your next breath, gently open your eyes. And if there are a couple of thoughts from Randy's practice or from this that came to mind, it can be in the form of images, it can be in the form of words or symbols. Anything that came to you, go ahead and jot those down, because it's in these moments where we create space in our own psyche and our body that some of our best wisdom shows up. What's time to let go of? And what are we allowing to arrive? This is such an important practice for us to connect in with renewal as wellness leaders who are continuously giving, continuously extending. It's so important to look at how we can bring that energy back in and reconnect with that renewing spirit. Thanks, Kate.
Thank you, Renee. This is such a calming call. I love this. And gives you a lot to think about. And so now we like to offer you all an opportunity to get to know each other a little bit better. So we're going to break out into breakout rooms of about 3 to 4 people per room, and give you all a chance to connect and share with each other and discuss what renew means to you on your wellness leadership journey. Given all of the content we've just received, maybe share some things that have come up for you. And so I'm going to put you out into breakout rooms. So give me just a second. You will have to accept. And so let's see, to go into the rooms. Perfect. Okay. That pop-up should be coming up now. And you'll just accept, and we ask that when you get in there, just introduce each other. Introduce yourselves. Enjoy. Enjoy. Just need to accept to go into the room. Perfect. Great. Yay, please do, yeah. Yay. Welcome back, everyone. Hope that was enjoyable and you
Thank you.
Yes. Wonderful. Well, I'd love to hear, because again, I don't get to go into the breakout room, so I'd love to hear what you all discussed, enjoyed, what was revealed. Anyone want to volunteer? Please just raise your hand or unmute yourself and say a little bit, or I can call on people. I'm not shy. Anyone?
Sure. I'll kick it off. Somebody else speak up.
It was great to know a colleague from China. She's based out of Hong Kong. It was great to know each other.
Wonderful. Thank you. Where are you calling from?
India.
Oh, wonderful.
Mumbai.
Mumbai.
Yeah.
Great.
And Kate, what struck me on my call is that all the other participants are all expanding. They're all going out and going out into the world, and whereas my cycle is very much going inwards. So it's a really opposite. Yeah. So I guess we're all in different parts of that renewal cycle.
Yes. Yes. And Lena, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from England, from the south coast of England.
Wonderful. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Jean-Guy, you were...
Yeah, very shortly, I was very touched by what Dorji Dradul said, the Director General of Tourism Council of Bhutan, not just because Bhutan is the country where they have the happiness index, but also because he mentioned that there's no need for fear of death, because every day is a new being reborn. It's a new chance, it's a new opportunity to be reborn and to have an impact on the world. And I suggest that maybe we don't write renew just with one W, but maybe renew WWW, because, you know, with the Wellness Weekend, it's always something you can do, especially on September 19th.
He's unstoppable. This man is unstoppable.
I see W's everywhere. What can I say? There are W's everywhere.
There are. So for those who don't know, that's World Wellness Weekend, which is coming up this month. And so we'll be including that in the recap email so you guys can get involved. Anyone else with comments from their breakout rooms?
Hi, this is Linda Fitzpatrick, and I spoke with Dawn and with Tom, and two delightful, lovely men. It's a very small world. Dawn lives in Florida, and Tom's in Australia. I visited both places, but those two are like, been back and forth so many times. It's amazing. And it was just a lovely conversation on being they being an author or lecturer, and myself just being, you know, in HR and dealing with employees. So it's wonderful to try and get others inspired to want to be healthy and well.
Mm-hmm.
And more important, having caring and compassion.
Yes, definitely very crucial. Nancy, did you want to say what you shared from yours?
Sure. We talked a lot about letting go and about the need for healing on a global scale. I was with Paul and Tara, and Paul felt that, you know, until Black Lives Matter deeply to everyone, that there's not going to be healing in this world, and that's something that we need to do. And Tara, both from a personal, a sort of macro and micro perspective on renewing and what that means. It's a time, I think, when everybody has been paying attention to that. I also did learn and want to share that Professor Paul's background, which has always intrigued me, he built stone by stone. So it's the most incredible thing. And I always think, is he in a castle when he's on these calls? But he built that remarkable place on a lake. And so I just wanted to share, but we had a wonderful, and we also talked a lot about how the Moonshot really is a very heart-centered project, and that people really, really feel it deeply.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And I think that's a good transition actually into our next little segment, because I will say that, you know, we ask for how you all are using the Wellness Moonshot in your own community, in your own family, in your own workplace. And the majority of responses we receive are very heart-centered, and it starts with yourself and flows out from there. And so it's my fun, I love this part of the call because I get to celebrate one individual at least each month. And this month, I'm happy to announce that Regina Schneider with Spa Adagio is our winner for this month. And in her submission, she said, the Moonshot classes and also the master classes that we provide through the Global Wellness Summit have changed her perspective on this world, both in private and her business life tremendously. She feels more empowered and relaxed, and most of all, likes to see like-minded people from all over the world. So thank you so much and congratulations. You're our winner for this month.
Thank you
Yes.
all.
Would you like to just share a word or two?
Oh, I'm just so overwhelmed right now, but I have to say, when I got these emails from GWI and always, and then I said, I have to join, I have to watch, and I can't stop. And I have to say, I was in a breakout room with Monica and Yuki. And we said we sometimes are so alone in our own business, and we work, and it was said before, we give and give and give. And sometimes if you don't have a dog, the husband is not enough, or the friends are not enough. So it's so great to have this community and feeling welcome. Everybody is welcome. And this difficult time, we are not really alone, and we can share our stories. And listening to Randy is always wonderful. And you all are just awesome people. And I think with this wellness concept, globally, we can really make changes, not really the political changes. We don't really can do so much, but we can do it in our own community and our own heart. So I really appreciate that. Thanks again to all of you around the world.
Thank you and congratulations.
Congratulations.
Wonderful. And Susie, over to you as we begin to wrap up the call.
Well, thank you to everyone. And I just wanted to share, I didn't know if there was time, with my group, I had Emily and Alex and Dawn. And in particular, I thought Alex, you know, Alex, if you're still on, maybe just share, you were so specific about what you're throwing out and what you're bringing in. And to what Renee was saying. So maybe Alex, if you're there, if you can share what you shared with us, that would be a great way for to end. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm Alex. I'm from Mexico, and I was telling my Susie and my other partners in the room that I'm working right now through a process, professional and personally, to letting go and keeping stuff, because I think renewal is not just letting go, it's also to keep some things that work, that still work or will be working for the future, adding new stuff, and create something better. So for me, it's in a professional level. I was a business manager working with a lot of stress, and then I became a mother of two, and I changed my life. I'm working right now. I'm studying for being myself a yoga teacher, and I'm working in workshops for my colleagues, business managers, to help them to be have a better life, a mindful life, not so much stress. But also at personal level, I was telling Susie that is maybe letting go the small things like the clothes is no longer working. For example, the business suits, and right now it's leggings and t-shirts because I'm at home with my children, and making a comfortable space at home to be happy, to be at peace with your family, because with this situation of COVID, we have to live here together. So it's a time for big changes and small changes.
Thank you, Alex. I thought that was great. Out with the old clothes, in with the new clothes. And that's a very specific example. So thank you all for being on the call. Over to you, Kate.
Thank you. All right. Well, we have two more things before we officially conclude the call. First, I will mention that our next meeting will be on Friday, October 2nd, same time during the day. And I'll include that in our follow-up email, as well as I'll be sending out information as we do with each call with a list of participants so that you can find each other. I will also be including, and I'll hand it back over to Jean-Guy, a little mention of World Wellness Weekend so that you can also celebrate that this month. Jean-Guy, you want to give us a little background on what that is?
Yes, very briefly. And thank you so very much, Susie, Nancy, and Kate, for giving me those 30 seconds. On 19 and 20 of September, in just 2 weeks, we will be celebrating the 4th World Wellness Weekend across the world, from Fiji to Hawaii. And it's not just going to be about hashtag wellness for all. This year is going to be hashtag wellness by all. We have a map, and I just posted on the chat box a link to wellmap.org. It's in 13 languages. And it's possible for any venue to participate and to sign up, but also for anyone, anywhere, who wants to be known and make sure that they will be doing something for their own healthy lifestyle, their wellness, on Saturday 19 or Sunday 20. Anyone can register, sign up. It's completely free, and say, I'll be walking 3 kilometers, I'll be running, I'll be doing yoga, I'll be meditating, I'll be swimming. Would you like to join me where I'll be? This is my address. This is the time where I'll be, in a park, on a beach, in a club, so that we can light up the world with little pins around the world saying, I'm here and I'm doing something for my wellness and for everyone. And Susie, a few months ago during lockdown, said something that had a profound impact on me. She said, let's replace social distancing by physical distancing. And on World Wellness Weekend, I would like to replace social distancing by social wellness, where we can practice and enjoy our fitness exercises as we do, 6 feet apart, wearing a mask, but make sure that your smile can be seen in your eyes, even behind a mask. Wellness by all.
Thank you, Jean-Guy. And
Thank
yes,
you.
our smile, lights up our eyes, so we can still see it even with a mask. Thank you. And lastly, also in our recap email, and moving into our final experience, I'll also be including a recent research article that was written by Lisa Fazzulo, founder of the Center for Transformative Movement, along with Alina Hernandez and Jerry Bodeker, on the global revival and renewal of the meditative method of free-form dance. And it provides much additional research behind why we close our calls with this fun and healing practice. And so with that, I am happy to hand it over to Lisa to take us out. Lisa, are you there? Can you unmute yourself?
There you go. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Yes.
Wonderful. Hi, everyone. I'm so moved. I thank Nancy and Susie and Kate that this needs to be a 12-hour-a-day channel where people can just tap in and you have a schedule. And it's, I mean, this is a group of mystics, prophets, and warriors and shamans, and in disguise as whatever we are, some are that. So I'm just so moved, and I see it in everyone's face. So just to start, we're going to do a little movement practice that relates to renewal. And to get us warmed up, since we're all wearing masks these days, I'm sure we've had the sense of not being able to know it with someone or know what they're saying, because we're forced now to look at eyes much more carefully. And that's a good thing. I mean, nature gets us to do what it needs us to do in weird ways. So when we need 12 shots of oxytocin a day, that's just the feel-good, one of the feel-good chemicals. And we get that by a hug, by a touch for 2.5 seconds or more, from eye contact for 2.5 seconds or more, and by a smile, even if someone doesn't smile back at you. So let's start by, so just do a smile now. Let's get a baseline of just a regular lip smile, like as if you were going to smile. And notice any feelings in you. It's nice. I mean, you can even close your eyes and do that, because that gives a different, they're kind of 4 in 1. Okay, so now let's give a little shake. And now we're going to smile from your eyes. Just don't even move, you know, your lips will do, oh my God, I see everyone's teeth all of a sudden. See that feeling that you get? That's what somatic movement is. It just means like a rock star throws their arm up in the air and they get that rush, that cascade of feel-good chemicals. That's what somatic movement is. It's just a fancy term like emotional intelligence. And it's where the research money and the attention is really going to be over this next decade. I teach yoga, and yoga is coming inward, and then the natural out-breath is outward. But it seems that we all are knowing in our particular ways, in this group, and in a fun way, knowing that we need to do that, let go, release, whatever we're calling it. But collectively, as a society, we haven't done that in terms of having easily accessible ways where people have permission. So when we talk about letting go, in spirit of that, don't start yet, okay, in the spirit of that, we're told to let go and all these things. And I really want to honor Bob Roth and Nancy for running that couple calls a couple weeks ago, because Bob had an emphatic message of many tools in our toolbox, because we're going to need them at different times. So in the spirit of that, the word mystic comes from the root word meaning eyes and mouth closed. So the mystical part of each of us senses. Even when I do that, I look around, like pretend you're sensing something right now. Like, so what the mystical part of us is the part that can slow us down, the part that can let go, the part that just is that. So our hands and our feet are associated with our frontal lobe, and our shoulders, our elbows, and our hips are there's circuitry that goes to our limbic brain and the more intuitive parts of us. So when we're going to move today, it's just a simple, instead of like we reach for things in life, usually we reach and we look, and then we kind of recoil and get tired and sleep, and we reach again. But we really need an hour for this. But when you move from here,
beginning to understand that I'm more than I see here in this.
Just let your hips and your arms, your elbows move.
I acknowledge that there is a larger part of me, a source energy part of me, that is truly the essence of who I am.
I can feel the eternalness of who I really am, and I can feel the specifics of who I am in this human form on this leading edge time-space platform. I'm experiencing the thrill of giving birth to ideas, and even though I don't know how or when or who it will come about, I don't know where, I don't have the details of how it will unfold, I do have faith or belief in the laws of the universe, and I am knowing that I am a creator who, having given birth to this idea, will be given all of the advantages of the resources of Source in order to accomplish it. So while I stand in this place of wanting something that I have no way of figuring out how it's going to be, I am feeling soothed in the awareness knows unequivocally that I am the creator of my own experience, and that larger part of me is not only looking at it and agreeing with it, but has become the vibrational equivalent of it. I can feel I'm actually molding the clay.
And I'm satisfied, deeply satisfied with where I am. And I am so sensitive to the way that I'm feeling these days. I'm so proud of myself because I'm aware of when I'm going with the flow and when I'm not. I'm aware of when I'm moving downstream and when I'm moving upstream. I can feel when I'm letting myself be who I have become, and I can feel when I'm not letting myself be who I've become. I'm finally in the place where I don't need to be the manifested receiver of everything that I want all at once, because I know that it's all coming, that there will never be a time that I will not be sending more rockets of desire into my future.
Finally, I'm beginning to understand that it was never about the fulfillment or the manifestation anyway. These things that I want are only my target focus so that I can ride this.
Bye-bye, school who have to go, and stay and dance if you'd like.
Thank you,
Bye,
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you all. Thank you for staying late and dancing with us. Enjoy your day or evening.
Bye. Have a great day.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you.
Au revoir. Merci. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Ciao, everyone.
Right? Like that.
Have a great time.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Adios. Bye, Regina.
Hi, Susie. Thank you.
Thank you for dancing.
Thank you all so much for joining us.
We don't want to go. We just feel good here.
Right? Well, thank you all again so much for joining us. Have a great afternoon or day.
Bye, Kate. Bye, everyone.
Bye.